live Q&A. My name is Tracy Matson, for those of you who are just joining us for their first time. And last week, somebody that joined for their very first time actually won the drawing. So we will be doing a drawing about 7-ish, or whenever we've answered all the questions. So if this is your first time on, please put your name in the chat and where you're from. So either state or country, just so I can enter you. And I'm excited to be here. I just barely got home like a few minutes ago, and I had to hurry and feed dogs and jump on. And then, of course, I was having internet issues, which is a common occurrence for me. Just because of where I live, the internet is not that great. So, and it gets worse if the wind's blowing or if it's snowing. So go figure. Matthew, hello. Let's see if I have a thing for Matthew. Matthew, I can't remember. Are you from Canada? I remember there's one of you guys that's from Canada. And I should have a thing for you, Matthew, but I can't find it. Okay. Hey, Willow, I know yours is here because I just saw it. Ohio. Yes, I should have one for you, but I'm going to make another one. There's someone that comes a lot, and they're from Canada, so I can't enter them because they only ship to the U.S. So I'm going to make you an entry, and then I should be able to use the same one whenever you pop on. Okay. Let's see, REID. Okay. You are entered. Brian, I did see yours, Montana, with Finn. Okay. Willow, I sent Daisy to doggy daycare and she did very well. Awesome. That's good. There are a few dogs that I have actually recommended this past week that they go to daycare. Just because they have so much energy. They're not getting enough mental and physical exercise stimulation. And so I said this would be a great thing for your dog to go just run and play off some energy. This was a border collie mix puppy that came to puppy class. And this poor owner, like, I thought she was going to cry. I mean, this dog was pulling, like barking, whining, wanted to get to the other dogs. And I don't let him do that. I'm like, if you're calm, you can go say hi. Otherwise, I had to put her behind a barrier so that the dogs couldn't see the other dogs. She made a doggy friend and she's the same breed. Awesome. Yeah, so one time, my very first pit bull that I had, I used to take him to doggy daycare, and he would play really rough, but he made friends with a little French bulldog puppy, and they just played together the whole time. Like, they didn't play with any other dog. They just played together the whole time. So it was really cool. Smith, I know I have one for you. So what I do is I dump these out after every thing, and then, but they're not in any order, so I always have to find them. Oh, there we go. Okay. Willow, I'm currently in my ABC teaching school and have about 3 hours. Awesome. How's it going with the school? So you've been in the school for 3 hours? I have a guy. Oh wait, he's from Catch Academy. But anyway, he's gonna shadow. He's gonna come shadow me next week. To get, because he's gone, I think, through most. His pencil. He's gone through most of the training or the coursework, and so now he's got to get his shadowing hours, and then I can like pass him off. So yeah, but that's exciting. You'll have to tell me how it's going. Willow, she has too much energy and she whines all the time and I can't get it to stop. Yeah, so usually what I do is I ask for like a sit and a wait. But if they're whining, that's like anxiety. That's like anxiousness. So if they can't calm down, then I say, let's go, and we move farther away. So I start at a distance to where the dogs can sit and be calm. And then I'll wait for calm and then say, okay, now you can go say hi. But if they're just like pulling rudely to get over and get in the face of another dog, which this dog did during playtime. Luckily, I always introduce on leash first. And the other dog didn't like this dog just running up and getting in his face. And I don't blame him. And so he corrected her. So I did not put those two together to play because I felt like they both had kind of over the top energy. So this dog that was in puppy class. So I had the owner take her dog out and go like walk around and sniff and do some, decompression. And then I let the dog play with my dog because I know my dog can pretty much handle any other dog's play style. So, but this dog was like way too amped up to play with puppies. So yeah, that's what we did. And then once we started to do some like, sit and wait. And then once she was able to like play, she got some energy out and then she actually calmed down. Matthew, I have been doing the recall mastery. If my dog gets a 23 out of 25, I believe I have to do the next level over. He has to get a 90%. Is this recall mastery through Pupford? Because I don't know anything. I don't know anything about that. About having to redo it. Or is this through a school? Let me find my. Okay, so if you take divided by 23. No, so 20. Okay, so if your dog gets 23 and you divide that by 25, that's 92%. So, yeah, if you take 22 divided by 25, that's 88%. But if at the top you said if my dog gets a 23 out of 25, that would be 92%. So that would be passing. And I know at one point I filmed some recall games, but I don't know exactly what Pupford did with them. If it's like an actual course that you pass to move on, or if this is through something different. Hello, Anita. I know I have Anita's. I just have to find it. I wish I had time. There it is. When I get home, I wish I had time to like put these in alphabetical order, but I literally walked through the door, fed the dogs, and like put all the names out and started. Willow, so far I'm learning about the 7 different AKC groups. My miniature dachshund is a scent hound and my German Shepherd is a herding dog. Yes. So it's really good to learn about those different groups. The reason is because like knowing what kind of like what group that your dog is in is going to help a lot. So I always like, use herding like border collies or something. So if you see your dog all of a sudden like herding the kids and wanting to like control a group and start nipping at heels and things like that, then you know that that's going to be typical behavior. So you're going to have to find an outlet for that behavior. So for instance, I have pit bull terrier types. So out in the lawn, I actually let my dogs go like hunt and dig in the holes for the voles, because they have never caught one, but that's what terriers were bred for, was varmint control. So just letting them go out and do the thing that they were bred to do. So they were actually bred to do this before people started breeding them to fight. It's a really good outlet for them. So that's why people do things like tri-ball, which is basically moving a ball into a net. And let's see what other example. Like flirt pole, so doing a flirt pole with a dog that has like prey drive and asking them to sit and wait while you lower the toy, and then let them chase, let them grab, let them tug, let them shake, and then do a drop it, and then have them calm down and then do it again. So yeah, you always want to, it's always really good to know what breed group your dog is in, and then make sure you have an appropriate outlet for their genetic behavior, if that makes sense. Okay, so Matthew, I'll have to look into that because I'm not exactly sure on that. Let me make myself a note, because I thought the one that I filmed was just a course on recall. So I didn't know they made it into like a test type thing, but I'll find out. Willow, I plan on getting a pitty puppy. He's 9 months. I'm not sure what happened to Rio, but I don't think he was adopted or fostered. Huh. Yeah, so where are you getting your pitty puppy from? Obviously, I love all dogs and all breeds, but I am partial from or to pitties because I have several of them. Willie, look at Willie. Let me show you Willie really quick. That used to be a ball with a handle. And he has like totally eaten the whole top part of that ball. Handle and all, and now it's just a big hole. And at some point I'll have to throw it away because I don't want him to get his head stuck in there. That would be bad. He has a really big head. Huh. Yes, I'm talking about you. He's so cute. Okay, Gil. I have a 9-week-old mini Aussie and I am having trouble redirecting on the nipping. Any suggestions? Yes. So what I do is, if the dog is nipping, like I'll interrupt and say, oh, we don't do that. And then here, you can play with this. You can bite this. You can chew on this. If the dog nips a second time, then calmly pick him up, put him in a crate with a toy, because we don't want the crate to ever be negative. So it's like you calmly pick him up, put him in a crate for like 30 seconds to a minute, and let him just like calm down, decompress, and then let him out. If your dog goes and nips again, then it's calmly back in the crate with a toy, cover the crate, and the dog gets a nap. However, since you have a mini Aussie and Australian Shepherds are herding dogs, you have to find an outlet for that, like nipping, especially if your dog's like nipping at ankles or things like that. So you could do something like agility, which is mental and physical exercise. So something like agility, something like tri-ball, so that your dog can go like, herd all these balls into a net, things like that. So another good one that you can do is, if you get on Amazon, they have like full-sized stuffed dogs, and you can actually if you don't have another dog in the house for your dog to like play with, learn impulse control, bite inhibition, that kind of thing, you can actually give him like a stuffed dog. I have 2 full-size stuffed dogs, and give that to your puppy and let your puppy nip at it, chew, like play with that. You want to do it supervised, of course, so that your dog isn't eating the stuffing from the dog. But yeah, you're gonna want to find a really good outlet, and it depends too, like if the dog is like nipping for attention or nipping because he's trying to herd you, or if it's like teething type stuff. So you can do things like frozen carrots or a frozen washcloth, wet washcloth, just different things that your dog can chew on will work as well. So I always like to redirect to things like a snuffle mat. So the reason I like a snuffle mat is, like, if your dog is nipping, biting, barking, whatever, and is overstimulated, you can put a whole handful of treats in a snuffle mat, or you can throw them in the grass or gravel or snow or whatever you have, and tell your dog to go hunt, because that's going to redirect, but it's also going to give them some brain work, some nose work. They have to work to find the treats, and that's going to tire them out, but also give them another good outlet, because dogs are natural foragers. So if you let the dog go forage and have to sniff and find the treats, that's going to be a really good outlet for dogs. I would try those. Animal Rescue League. Okay. Oh, so Willie is a pit bull, and he looks English bulldog or French bulldog. I have not done his DNA, but he was rescued out as a pitty mix or pocket pitty. I've seen pictures of, French bulldogs and English bulldogs, and I see both in him. But I'm not sure. At some point, I'll probably do his DNA just to see exactly what he is. But yeah, you could call him a little pocket pitty, because he's over a year old, so that's as big as he's going to get. Anita, I've just given up on getting my homemade feeder video. Oh yeah. I don't know why you keep sending it and I never get it. Yeah, I'm not sure. Technology, that's all I can say. That's why I am terrible at anything technology. Okay, Smitha, my puppy's 20 months old and she considers our backyard as her kingdom. Whenever we go to backyard when she is there, and when I ask her to get out of my vegetable beds, or if I am not giving her water from the hose, she jumps and bites me. So is that like, is it like a playful, like is your dog being playful, jumping and biting? If it's for attention getting, like trying to get your attention because your dog, like you're not giving her water, walk away. I would just walk away, ignore. So when dogs do attention seeking behavior, like jumping, barking, biting, I just turn my back, walk away, don't engage, but then I will ask the dog to do something else. So I'll replace that. So like, let's say that your dog is in your vegetable beds and you're, telling the dog to get out. You can say, leave it, but then with leave it, make sure you have something better for your dog. So it's like, oh, I want you to leave that, but here, if you leave that, I'll give you chicken. So it has to be better than the vegetable beds. And again, hi, Ralphie. Again, you could use oh, why are you limping? Oh, sorry, I have like 4 dogs here right now. So you could actually use the snuffle mat or scatter feeding for that too. Make it more fun than the vegetable beds. Or I had a dog that loved water. And so he would like jump and bite at it and thought it was a game. So I would actually play with the hose with him. So I would turn on the hose and, move it around and make the water go everywhere and actually let the dog like play in the water while I'm watering vegetables. So, I mean, yeah, you can play with it. You can play with the hose with your dog. And my dog used to like jump up to get the water and bite at it. And it was pretty hilarious. So if your dog likes water, just play with your dog with the hose. But again, yeah, if she's jumping up and biting you, like, hey, ask for a sit. And then when your dog sits, then play with the water or scatter feed and do go hunt or something like that, like some other activity that's incompatible with jumping up and biting. Oh, the 9-month-old little pitty got adopted already? Brian, Finn just turned 1-year-old on Sunday. Awesome. Brian, I did put you in. That's awesome. Willie is 1-ish. I don't know exactly how old he is, but he was 8 months when I started fostering him, and that was last July. So he's over 1. So yeah, he's now rolling around the ball. I got to show you guys this. Let me see your ball for a minute. Okay, this was a Jolly ball. You know the Jolly balls that have that little handle on them? This was a Jolly ball. And he has totally eaten the whole top and handle. Now he's having a meltdown because I have his ball. I'm going to give it back. Don't worry. Don't get your head stuck in there. But it keeps him busy. Go get it. Go play. I don't know what I'm going to do when I have to take it away, but I don't want him to get his head stuck. Okay, let's see. She does not hurt me badly, but I don't think she is playful. If she's going to do it when you're out watering the vegetable beds or whatever, I would just put her inside and not have her out there with you. Or, while you're doing that, like while you're watering your vegetables, take a handful of food and throw it in the grass and tell her to go hunt. So have your dog do something else while you're watering, just so that your dog's like not in the way. Okay, Gil. He also has a rough time sleeping in the crate. Like he will whine for about 15 minutes and I'll take him out, calm him down. any questions on how to put him in the crate at night? So when you put him in the crate and he whines, if you take him out of the crate to calm him down, then that becomes reinforcing, because he knows if I whine and cry, Dad will let me out of the crate and hold me till I fall asleep. Does that make sense? So when puppies come to stay at my house, they have to sleep in a crate at night, because there just is no more room in the bed. And my dogs are all really good with other dogs, but it's kind of like that's their space, so I don't let outside dogs in, so they have to sleep in a crate. And I usually they'll whine and cry and they'll eventually just go to sleep, so I don't let them out. One thing I have done for dogs that are more like having a separation anxiety type attack is I will put the crate by my bed, and sometimes I'll even stick my fingers in the door so that the dog can smell, see that I'm right there, and then a lot of times they'll calm down and go to sleep, but I don't let them out of the crate. And so you could try that, especially if, once he goes to sleep and he's asleep until you have to take him out. Yeah. And then another one you can do is put him in the crate and cover the crate just so it's darker, calmer. And I've seen people on the Pupford Facebook page that use those, I don't know what they're called. They're the little puppy buddies. Like it's a stuffed animal that you put in the crate, and it helps your dog feel like it's with its mom or with another dog. I can't remember what they're called, but you could try something like that too. When I have puppies come for board and train, a lot of times the owners will send me with an article of clothing that has their scent on it, or a favorite stuffed animal that they sleep with. And that seems to work. The dog that's here right now, let me show you this doodle. Hey, come here, sit. Good job. So this is Ralphie. He's been with me for a week, and he only cried the first night. So, and he cried for about 15 minutes, and then he laid down and went to sleep. And now he knows that it's bedtime. I open the crate and I say, kennel, and he goes right in his kennel and lays down. So, and I didn't really specifically work on that. He just kind of learned that I sleep in my kennel, and then in the morning she's going to let me out. We're going to go potty. And then I really get into a structure. So day one, when the dog gets here, we have a structure. So it's like we potty, then we get breakfast, then we go potty, then we do a training session, a play session, potty, nap, potty. So it's just very structured, and they get used to it. So like this dog, who isn't my dog, first thing out of the crate, he'll go to the back door. He goes potty. As soon as he comes in, he goes to the baby gate, because it took him 2 days to learn that I get fed behind the baby gate, and I do that so that my dogs don't get puppy food. But he goes right to the baby gate because he knows I'm going to let him in, and that's where he's going to eat. So he just knows what to expect, and it gets him in a routine and a pattern, which is really good for dogs. And so that's worked really well here. I haven't had a dog yet that I've done puppy board and train with that I just absolutely have not been able to crate. So, try that. You could also do something like white noise, turn a fan on for white noise. If it's too cold, like you could turn the fan around so it's not blowing air on the dog, but just that sound. You could turn on soft music, things like that to just kind of help settle your dog. Smitha, she is usually very excited and very hard to calm her down or make her sit. So I would try something like a flirt pole. So I was just, right before I started this, I came from a client's house, and they have two pit bulls that are like, oh my gosh, so much energy. The one dog associates me with treats, and I haven't seen him for a while. And like it made me feel good because he like was so happy to see me, but he was jumping and like whining. And I'm like, I can't give you attention right now, buddy. As much as I want to, you got to calm down. And so I just kept ignoring, turning my back, and then finally asked for a sit. And when he sit, I treated him. So sometimes, so anyway, what I did is I actually used a flirt pole, the Pupford flirt poles, the larger one. I used that, and so we practiced. You guys, it's aspirin. Maddie, why are you limping? Maddie's limping. My dog's limping. I don't know why. So anyway, we got the flirt pole out, and what we did is we made the dog sit and wait, and then we lowered the flirt pole. If the dog went for it before we released him, we took it away, and then got it down, and then said go, and then we let the dog like run and chase, and so get amped up, really amped up, and then we did a drop it, and then I took control of the toy, and then the dog has to like calm down. So it's like sit, chill, and wait for me to lower it again, and then go, and then get the dog amped up. So you're amping them up and then calm down, amp up, calm down. So it works really good for dogs that have a hard time calming down. It kind of teaches them how to calm down. There's a really good video on YouTube on how to do the flirt pole. So if you email me, I can give you a link to that video. It's not one that I did, but I actually really like it. So I just give everybody the link to that. Plus, I don't believe in reinventing the wheel. So if somebody already has a good video, I'm just going to use theirs. So yeah, you could try that. Willow, I might just get a cattle dog since I can't get a pitty. I would wait for the pitty. Only because I work with a lot of clients that have cattle dogs, and those dogs need a job. And a lot of them have so much energy, and they're working dogs. Like they are working dogs, so they need a job. They need to do agility, or they need to be able to herd sheep or cows or something else. And I don't understand why these guys aren't letting you have a pitty. I mean, I have 3. Maybe you should move to Utah. There's so many pitties here. They would be like, here, yes, you can have these. Another thing, and Willow, maybe we chat about this later, not on the live, but I know of 2 pitties right now. They have to stay together, but they're looking for somebody to foster them and work on. They're very shy dogs. Came from a really bad situation, and they're looking for somebody to foster them and then eventually adopt them. So where you're going to training school and I could help you, let me know if you're interested, because I haven't met them yet, but I've heard they're really good with other dogs. They're just very dependent on each other, but pretty shy, like no socialization or anything. But email me if you're interested, and we can always do a Zoom call or something like that. Nicole, any tips on ensuring your pups do well while boarding? Last weekend was my first time away from Wilma since September. Lady didn't follow your directions. Yeah, that's always a problem. This weekend they will be boarded at a kennel. They will be given a Kong each day, and I will see each day. Moose has a training class. Yeah. I mean, It's always hard when you board because you just don't know. So one thing that you can do is before you board somewhere, drop in unexpectedly and just drop in and see what the dogs are doing. And are the kennels clean? Are the dogs some boarding places will do like a puppy playtime. So it's all they get to play during the day and then they go to the kennel at night. But make sure they're being supervised. Make sure their kennels are clean. There's a boarding facility really close to where I live, and I'm not kidding. They have the comfiest boarding facility that I would sleep in there. It's always warm. It's always clean. It's amazing. They get 3 walks a day, and the owner also is a groomer, and so during the day while she's grooming, the dogs get to hang out in the grooming area with her. So I would totally trust them to take my dog. But I also go over there a lot to train. Sometimes they're board and train, so I have them board there. And then I'll go work with them. So I randomly go over there, like not any specific time, and the dogs are doing really well. And kennels are always clean. They always have water, things like that. So I would just say drop in, or I would get references and just see what people are saying and see, if people would recommend it. That's our Jolly Ball. Yes, our little bit loves hers and tears pieces from it. Well, I'm going to be honest. Willy Wonka swallows pieces, but they're small. And the reason I know he swallows them is because I pick up the poop and I can see little teeny pieces. So luckily he just eats off little pieces at a time, but I can't believe he's taken the whole top of that off. And I got a new one. It's not exactly what I wanted though. This one is softer and you have to blow it up. So I was hoping it was going to be something bigger that he can't get his mouth around and could just like move it around, because he likes moving that thing around with his head and chasing it. But the other one it's softer and it's more like a beach ball, and I've got to find an air compressor to blow it up. So it wasn't exactly what I thought, and all he has to do is get his teeth around it one time and it's popped. So it wasn't exactly what I thought I was getting. Gail, yeah, I have the crate next to my bed and it's covered in a blanket. And you have one of the little furry friend things, and he doesn't seem to like it. What else could you do? Have you tried white noise, like a fan? Or so I do this for me, but it's because I can't fall asleep if it's quiet. So I have to have a movie on. So I'll actually turn my phone on with a movie. And so I fall asleep to that. Because if it's quiet, my brain just doesn't shut down. And so if it's quiet, I think about, okay, I should do this. I need to do this. Tomorrow I got to remember to do this. And my brain just keeps going. So if I have a movie on and I can kind of just hear it, then I can fall asleep. So my dogs essentially have noise and we fall asleep to that. So you could try something like that with your puppy, or do like music with the sleep timer. So, it plays for an hour and then you both fall asleep. You could try something like that as well. And just make the crate a really fun place to be. So I have a really large crate. Billy, I have a really large crate in my living room. And when it's time to go to bed, like 2 of my dogs will be in the crate together. They love their crate. And then I have to tell them, hey, let's go upstairs and go to bed. And a lot of times they're like, oh, no, we're good right here. So they love their crate. And they will eventually come up. But if they want to sleep in there, I just let them sleep in there. So you want to make it a really good place to be. So, blankets, toys. You could always give your dog something to lick, like a lick mat, because licking is self-soothing and can help calm the dog down. So you could try that. So yeah, there's a lot of different things, but just make sure that you're not reinforcing the whining by taking him out and comforting him, because that's reinforcing, and then he's going to keep doing it. Yes, great. Yep, work on not letting him out and letting him settle down. Hey, Cindy, I have yours. Okay, I just entered you. Smithy, yeah, send me an email. You guys, I haven't been. Oh, okay, sorry. The puppy that's staying with me, I had to make sure he was chewing on something appropriate, which he was. So, oh my goodness. Renee and Brian, mushroom hunting. Ticks. Yuck. I don't like ticks. Okay, let me find yours. There's Renee. There's Brian. So there's when I used to go hiking, I mean I still hike, but I don't pick mushrooms because I don't know how to tell the difference between the ones you can eat and the ones that are poisonous. But I used to hike with a friend of mine that was really good at knowing which ones were the ones that were really good to eat. So we would whenever we'd go hiking, we would get mushrooms and then put them in a fry pan and eat them. But I don't trust myself to know which ones are okay to eat. Nicole, so I've been there several times. It's where we do our training classes. Trainers let me back to see they were clean. They do have a playtime. Moose will play and Wilma will have alone time. This is part of what the lady didn't follow on my instructions. Oh, was to keep Wilma separate from other dogs except Moose. Oh, and she only got half the meds. Yeah, so I would just make sure you go over the rules, and if you tell them, like, okay, this is what's going to happen if you put Wilma in with other dogs except for Moose, and then they hopefully will understand. And I wouldn't go back to somebody who did not give the meds that they're supposed to. I mean, Maddie's on meds, and if they missed one of her doses, it could be like really bad. So she's on medicine that you can't just like not give. So yeah, I wouldn't go back to them. But as long as like you've been there and dropped in, I also I send pictures and videos when I'm doing a board and train. I send pictures, I send videos, updates, everything like that, just so that they know how it's going, what we're doing with their dog, like stuff like that. I had one lady, this was kind of funny. So she was referred to me by somebody, and when she showed up with her little puppy, she said, okay, well, I have to be honest, the pit bull thing kind of makes me nervous. And so I introduced her to all of my dogs, and I said, well, these guys, we have puppies here almost every week. They're great. I've never had an issue. I let her meet them. And she says, well, can you like send me lots of pictures and videos every day just so I can make sure that my dog's still alive? And I'm like, oh my gosh, if you're worried about that, you should not be doing board and train with me. But I did. I sent her pictures every day, playing with the dogs, running. It was funny. She just wanted to make sure her dog was still alive. And then she ended up board and training twice with me. So it all works out. I play a Spotify puppy list. Yeah, that's perfect. I think what's happening is the puppy's learning that if he whines, you're going to take him out and soothe him. And that's reinforcing. I think if you stop doing that and let your dog just go to sleep in the kennel. I think you'll find that it works. Nicole, I tried asking the kennel if I could wear a dog costume and sleep with the pups. I will be in town, but I don't have anywhere to put the pups while shadowing the trainers. Oh, right. Yeah. What did they say about you wearing a dog costume? That's funny. Yeah. And I do the same thing. Send updates, pictures, videos. They always like to see their dogs running and playing with my dogs, playing with toys. I show them when their dog's like napping on the floor, just so they know like their dog got plenty of exercise and now is crashed. Like yesterday, I took like several videos of their dog playing with Willie, and then they both crashed. I mean, they were out together, so they were sufficiently tired out. Okay. I'm just going to scroll back and see if I missed anybody's question. And then we can do a drawing if nobody else has any questions. Oh, yeah, I'll have to find out about that recall thing. I think we got everybody's question. Willow, hold out for pity. But again, I'm partial. Okay. All right, so we've gone through the whole list, and I'm going to, let me see if Jade will do it. Jade's asleep, but Jade, come here. Want to pick a name? Pick it up. Here. In here. Pick it up. So now she's trying to pick up the whole bowl and not just the name. So I'm going to kind of help her. Brian Moreland from Billings, Montana. You are the winner for tonight. Okay. Oh, so Brian, you need to hello at pupford.com. Let them know what kind of treats you want, and I will email them as well. And let them know that you're the winner. Oh, Maria, I usually have to work when you do the lives, but every time I get to watch, I learn very useful things. Oh, you're welcome. I love doing these. So, yeah, glad you could jump on. So, I'm going to share one last thing with you. Oh, my goodness. Willie, what is that? It's purple, but it's not the Jolly Ball. Unless he tore part of it off. I have no idea what that is. Oh my goodness. I can't keep up with him and his chewing. No, that's not his Jolly Ball. I'll have to investigate that. I don't know what he's got. So Pupford wanted to do this special tribute. So one of my dogs passed away about a week ago, really unexpectedly, and I found her outside in the grass, and she passed away on the way to the vet. Or it could have been a seizure or a stroke or something like that. We don't know. And I didn't do an autopsy. They wanted to do like a tribute thing, and I'm like, I can't. If you do something like that, I will be bawling and I will never get through the live. So today when I got home from work, this was from Pupford. And this says, always in our hearts with this beautiful plant. So they are such a great company and such a great. I'm kind of an independent contractor with them, but that was so nice to come home to, and then I'll be able to look at it and remember how beautiful my dog was. So this was the one that passed away was Daphne, the little brown one, that you guys have probably seen a time or two when I've introduced you to them. So yeah, she's only 4, and we just don't know what. She didn't have a mark on her, nothing, and so it's kind of sad. Anyway, so we will conclude tonight, and I will see. Oh, my calendar's out in my car, so I don't know what day and time is next week, but I will look and I will post it on the Pupford page. So thanks you guys so much for joining, and we will see you next week.